It's reading time with Gigi, so grab a friend and snuggle up. Tonight, we are still reading Nancy Clancy's Super Sleuth, and we are on chapter 4. It has been quite the journey with Nancy and Bree. They have been getting into some stuff. So tonight, we are going to learn about their mystery mementos. So if you recall in chapter 3, their teacher had asked them to bring a memento to school that was special to them, but they had to write a paragraph and keep it secret, and then everyone had to guess whose memento was who. So let's read and see what happens. Mystery Mementos, Chapter 4. The cowboy hat is Robert's memento, Nancy wrote. She was filling in the blanks on her mystery memento sheet. Mr. Dudunny had handed a sheet to each kid, and then he said, "Go to it, dudes." All the mystery mementos were on the table by the windows. The cowboy hat was easy. Robert used to live in Texas. The glass mouse is Bree's memento, Nancy wrote. Bree owned lots of tiny glass animals. She kept them on a special shelf in her room. See, I knew right away. You could have told me. Nancy didn't say these words out loud. She just thought them. Nancy figured that sometimes she and Bree could read each other's minds. 2 kids had brought in shells. One was white with brown specks. The other was white and purple. The white and brown shell is Clara's memento, Nancy wrote. Clara had not disguised her handwriting. The paragraph for the other shell was typed. It said, "I found this shell on a beach in Florida. We stayed at a hotel with 3 pools. My family had a suite. Suites are bigger and cost more than regular hotel rooms. I had the best time ever in Florida." The white and purple shell had to belong to Grace. Grace had bragged all the time about her trip to Florida. "Hey, no fair, you're peeking," Nancy said. Grace was sneaking a look at her sheet. "I'm not. I guessed yours already," Grace said. "It's the bead bracelet." "Maybe yes, maybe no," Nancy smiled. "Ha ha, you are sadly mistaken. That's fancy for wrong, wrong, wrong." Nancy didn't say this out loud either. She was not friends with Grace. Grace would never be able to read her mind. Nancy went around the table. Who did the snow globe with the Statue of Liberty belong to? And what about the shark teeth? Or the swim trophy from Sighing Pines Day Camp? Nancy was stumped. She stopped at a big, deep blue marble. Bree was looking at it too. Inside it was a white swirl. The marble was taped to the table so it wouldn't fall off. "Whose is it, you think?" Nancy said to Bree and Clara. "It's gorgeous," Clara said. "That's my favorite color, blue." "I bet I know who it belongs to," Grace said, "but I'm not telling." Nancy ignored her. It looked like a precious jewel. Nancy held it up in her hand and imagined the marble was a fancy ring on her finger. Then she read the paragraph. "My grandfather gave me this. He taught me how to play a game with marbles. It's a lot of fun, and I got pretty good at it. When he was a boy, all his friends played this game together. But most kids today don't know how. I can teach everybody the rules." The paragraph talked about teaching. Was that a clue? Nancy tapped her pencil eraser against her lip. Maybe the marble belonged to Mr. Dudunny. At the end of the day, the kids revealed which mementos were theirs. "Mine is the potato that looks like a witch's head," Lionel said. "I knew it," lots of kids said at once. Nancy had guessed right too. Lionel was such a goofball. Besides Bree, only Robert and Tamar figured out Nancy's memento. The other kids probably figured she'd bring in something fancier. Mr. Dudunny went last. "I brought in the marble." "Superb!" Nancy punched her fist in the air. "I guessed it was yours, Mr. D." Grace said, "I got 13 right. That's really good, isn't it, Mr. Dude?" This isn't a test, Mr. Dudini said. Guessing was just for fun. Your paragraphs are enthralling. That means I found them very, very interesting. So, dudes, want to learn how to play marbles? Everyone crowded around Mr. Dudini while he drew a chalk circle on the floor. In the middle, he made a plus sign with 13 smaller marbles. He held up the big blue marble. This is the shooter. It shoots the little marbles. Hey, I'm a marble. Ooh, I got shot. Lionel clutches his chest and staggered around. If you shoot a marble outside the circle, you get a point, Mr. D explained. The players with the most points win. I used to be pretty good. He bent down on one knee. He put his blue shooter outside the circle. A flick of his thumb sent it whizzing toward the little marbles. 3 got hit. When they stopped rolling, 2 were outside the circle. Ooh, can we try? Robert asked. Mr. Dudini said, it just so happens I brought a bunch of shooters. He started handing them out. Robert got one with orange stripes. Lionel got one that looked like a bloodshot eyeball. Nancy got a green shooter with sparkles inside. No fair. Yours is prettier than mine, Grace said to Nancy and pushed in front of her. Can I go first, Mr. D? Can I? Whoa, no pushing. Everyone will get a turn. Shooting marbles was harder than it looked. Nancy didn't get any points. Don't feel bad, Bree said. I stink too. When it was almost time to go home, Mr. D scooped up the little marbles. Then he passed a bag around to collect the shooters. Hey, watch this! Lionel held the eyeball marble between his thumb and his pointer finger. He made a fist and rubbed both hands together. When he opened them, the eyeball marble was gone. Pretty good trick, their teacher said. It's not a trick, Lionel insisted. It's magic. Then do some more magic and make it reappear. Mr. Dudini waited until Lionel dug into his sleeve for the marble. Aw, rats, said Lionel. I wanted to keep it. Mr. Dudini was retaping the beautiful blue shooter to the table when the bell rang. Adios, dudes. See you tomorrow on Family Day. Ooh. So that was it for chapter 4. Come back tomorrow for the return of Rhonda.